One Piece Season 10 Part 2. This is the review of the other half of Thriller Bark, which is probably one of the few times in the first half of One Piece where the crew kind of fights together and handle a lot of business together. This is from episode 25 to 45, and it's pretty much the Straw Hat crew taking down Gecko Moria's crew. At this point, you have Usopp versus Peoria, which is when Sniper King returns back and he has his moment, and Usopp pretty much lets Peoria know, like, hey, I can't get negative because I'm already negative.
What is this? What kind of power have you got?
Power has nothing to do with it. I just naturally have a negative personality!
So Peoria, for those who don't know, she has these little ghosts, and she will send the ghosts through people's body, and the ghosts make you like depressed. Well, Usopp's always depressed, so therefore it doesn't work on him, and he's the ultimate foil against Peoria, and he takes her out with a fake hammer. Pretty much, he shocks her to death in a sense. But you have Usopp versus Peoria. You have Sanji defeating, well, he defeats Absalom, and then Nami really takes out Absalom at the in some part of this episode. She really defeats him. You have Chopper and Robin versus Dr. Hogback and his whole thing. And you have the girl with the plate who finally has her moment, and she kind of like turns against Dr. Hogback because you can take the body away doesn't mean you kill the spirit that's in it. And she kind of comes back and take control of herself, the old actress that Hogback fell in love with. So she has her moment, she takes that haul back. And then you have really the big thing was Gecko Moria taking over Oars, and Oars versus the Straw Hat crew. So Luffy was kind of kicking Gecko Moria's butt for the most of this season, and Gecko Moria was just avoiding him. He doesn't want to use any kind of his own efforts. He's going to use an army of zombies to take down and conquer the world. Well, Luffy's like, hey man, you're in our way. You took our shadows. We want our shadows back. Please get our shadows back. And Gecko Moria's like, no, all in way I can do if I'm forced to do it against my own will, or against, not against my own will, but if I have to do it myself, pretty much. So Luffy's like, bet, I'll make you. So Luffy goes chasing after him. Gecko Moria pretty much pretends to be him, and pretends to be himself, I should say, or pretends to be his shadow. He uses his shadow as a doppelganger, and Luffy chasing the shadow realizes it's not Gecko Moria, while Gecko Moria is inside Oars, and Oars is fighting the rest of the Straw Hat crew. I mean, he's fighting Frankie, he's fighting, Brook hasn't joined the crew yet, but Brook is there helping out. Nami, Chopper, Usopp, Robin, Zoro, Sanji, they're all fighting Oars, and it's like one of the few times where the crew as a whole is fighting one giant threat. It's a pretty cool moment, and one of my favorite gags in this season is the Voltron formation of Frankie Robot, and everybody gets together and they do the docking and whatnot, where like Sanji and Zoro are the feet of Frankie, and Frankie's the body, and then Chopper's the head, and Usopp's the other arm, but then there's missing an arm, and Robin's like, I'm not doing that. No, get that out of here. I would not embarrass myself.
I'm not embarrassing myself like that.
She won't
Embarrass herself like that?
As human beings, you should be ashamed.
She rejected her!
And everybody's like, oh, Robin, we could have done this together. I mean, they play dramatic music. They get the whole thing. Like, you about to get Voltron coming together. Even Oars is like, you're not going to... okay. It's just a fun moment. It's one of my favorite moments in the One Piece universe. But Brook joins the crew. Brooks helps fight Oars, and Luffy comes back, and he gets put I think over 100 shadows inside of him, and becomes zombie Luffy, and he comes and pretty much kicks Oars' butt. And they think they defeated Oars, but guess what? Gecko Moria is like, well, I'm just gonna absorb all the zombies myself and become a giant, not zombies, absorb all the shadows myself and become like a giant Gecko Moria, which the Straw Hat crew dispose of. Like, they pretty much takes out Gecko Moria, and it's like, all right, cool. Luffy goes Gear 3, I believe, and knocks him out. Because he didn't do it in Gear 2, so I'm pretty sure he did Gear 3. And as Luffy is exhausted, another 7 Warlord of the Sea shows up, and that's Kuma. Kuma's kind of been following the Straw Hat crew here, and he was told to go to Gecko Moria and tell one Gecko Moria, hey, we need to show up at Marineford. We have Ace pretty much been summoned, and at this point, Gecko Mori's like, no, I'm not doing that. And Kuma's like, you probably should also take care of Straw Hat Luffy. And Gecko Mori's like, I'm trying. I'm going to do it. Don't have to worry about me. And they're like, okay, cool beans. I'm going to let you do your business. He sits back, watch Gecko Moria loses. He was like, I thought Gecko Moria, I thought you had this. Nah, you don't. Scrub. So Kuma shows up and he wrecks house, like completely destroys the little area they in, and Zoro and Sanji are the ones that step up to Kuma, and Kuma is like, all right, bet, let's do this. And Zoro's like, all right, I'm gonna take you on. Come to find out, Kuma's now 100% human. He's part cybernetic at this point, and Kuma does have a bit of his humanity here, so Kuma is like, all right, I see you want to defend your captain. Well, how about you take your captain's pain? And Zoro's like, I'm going to take this pain. I'm the first mate. And Kuma gave Zoro just a taste of Luffy's pain and brought Zoro to his knees. And Zoro's like, no way. Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take it. Sanji intervened like, no, I got this. Let me do it. Zoro knocks Sanji out and goes to a secluded area where he pretty much won't get hurt when he decides to. He puts in a pain orb that pretty much kills him, but he doesn't die. Zoro manages to stay alive, and you get the infamous nothing happens scene where a lot of people know, I guess famous, not even infamous, just the famous nothing happens scene that everybody knows when it comes to One Piece. And Zoro's standing there in a bloody pulp, standing up on 2 feet, not falling over, on 2 feet. It's like nothing happened.
What happened here? Nothing at all.
And it is one of the most iconic moments in One Piece as well. Like Thriller Bark, for all the crap it gets, the back half of Thriller Bark is really, really good when it comes to the moments that happen in the season. It's a lot of epic moments when it comes here. And then you get Brook finally joining the crew, and Brook doing the Brinks Books. No, not Brinks Books. Brinks Brew. I can't think of the name of the song right now, but Brinks Brew, which is a very famous song from One Piece that gets played over and over again. Well, Brooks talk about his backstory, how he got the human fruit, not the human fruit. The live, he had a fruit that he can't die, where like he gets reincarnated the moment he dies and comes back to life. But the reason why he's skin and bones is because his soul got lost and couldn't find his body until later. But Brooks pretty much came back to life after his death. He had like a second life, the devil fruit that he ate, and gave him a second life. But Brooks, pretty much the last man standing when it came to his crew. Like his crew all died out, and he talks about how he goes from a quartet to I can't think of the other word, not trifecta or tripad, but then to a duo, and then it's just a single, one person doing it by itself. And it's a very sad moment, and Luffy asked Brooks to join the crew. Brooks is elated, and also he had the opportunity to go see Laboon, which is at the beginning of the Grand Line. So they all kind of like, all right, Brooks, you joined the crew, let's go. And Brooks joined the Straw Hat crew. That's pretty much season 10, the back half of it. The great moments is really good. Season 10, when you watch these moments, and in those moments where they're fighting together, they're defeating Gecko Moria, the Kuma versus Zoro moments, and Zombie Luffy that you don't see ever again. There are really cool moments in this season that you just gotta get through. A lot of slow pacing during this time. This season, I mean, there's episodes where I watched 15 minutes of a recap, and then 5 minutes of actual episode, and then the ending and opening closing together. It's like 5 minutes. There's certain episodes I got 5 minutes worth of new information, and then it's like, all right, to the next episode. I'm like, we just got here. What do you mean? There's a moment where I got a recap for something that happened in a previous episode I didn't need a recap for. I'm like, I just watched that previous episode. If it was week to week, I just watched that last episode. It ain't like it's been 20 episodes ago. It just happened. The pacing in this season is tough. Not gonna lie. As a One Piece fan myself, the pacing in this season is tough. And that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like Thriller Bark. It just feels long and dragged out, because it is long and dragged out. I completely understand. I said it before in my previous review that they are trying to let the manga get further so they're not on top of the manga. I get that, but it's the pacing of it takes forever. When they redo One Piece, hopefully they go ahead and cut out a lot of the extra fluff that doesn't need to be in this season to allow people to enjoy Thriller Bark for what it is. Because right now, when you watch Thriller Bark, it's fun, but it is a little bit of a slog to get through at certain points. But those big moments, though, it's worth the watch. Usopp having his moment at Sniper King and having a win again. Like, he doesn't get that many wins, and having another win was cool. The Frankie machine, everybody docking together, was a funny moment. Nami having her moment. Frankie's having a moment. Zoro's having his moment. Sanji, like, everybody has a moment in this season that when you get further down the timeline of One Piece, those characters don't get that many big moments anymore. Like, they have fights here and there. They're doing little things, but the last time Usopp stand down 2 feet on the ground and say, "Hey, I'm about this. I walked out this fight by myself." This is one of the few moments that Usopp have on his fingers. Just saying. Now I'm coming to Usopp slander out there, but I'm just saying. So it's a fun season, definitely worth the watch. Grading time. I'm gonna grade One Piece season 10 part 2. I'm gonna give this a solid B as well. It's an 80%. It's a fun season, great moments. It's just the pacing of it really hurts this season. It's really dragged out, and I think you could have cut out a lot of it out, and you would have had a great season 10. And Thriller Bark, props to Oda doing a Scooby-Doo thing and changing it up and adding a different twist to One Piece and make it a little more funnier. But yeah, it's something that can be trimmed down a lot. Let's see here if there is a grading for this season on anything. I don't think I'll find a grading for season 10 because One Piece is all over the place. So no, we're not gonna find a grading for it. But yeah, I'm giving it a B, an 80%. Oh, sorry, an 85%, because a B minus is 80% and a B plus is 89%. So it's gonna be a B at 85%. If you guys seen One Piece season 10 part 2 or just seen all of season 10, what'd you guys think of it? Please put in the comment section below. Thriller Bark arc, what'd you think? Thank you guys for watching this episode of Ali Reviews, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode movie breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.